How nice is it? Joe's down here too, and it's kind of, as Minkah said, a defensive meeting of the minds at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, it's awesome to have as many defensive guys as we can, and to have Joe added. I think he's more than well deserved his opportunity here, and I think there's a lot more guys that I think should be here with us as well from Pittsburgh. So it's just fun to get down here, and I remember being down here last year this time and talking with a lot of the pass rush guys on just all the little intricacies of the game that you don't necessarily get to talk about during the season, and you get to see guys with different mindsets, and I'll take away a lot of things that I can apply to my game.
Is there something specific you remember from last year's Pro Bowl, something you picked up from someone from a different team, a different coach, or something like that?
Yeah, I remember being here with Von Miller and D Ford last year, just talking about getting off the ball and those first few steps, and a couple more stuff I don't really want to give away, but,
sure,
of course,
sure.
But some stuff that really helped me, and I really believe being here last year, talking to those guys and being around some of the best passers in the game really helped me visualize and able to actually put the film to work, and just things to look at to help me become a better player.
Typically guys are open to that when you try to pick their minds. They try to help you out.
Yeah, I think that's the awesome thing about the NFL is no one, especially here, no one really keeps everything close to the vest. They're very open to share. We all want to see each other excel. We all watch each other's film. I think that's the coolest part. Is you see like a Von Miller, like a Josh Allen, a young guy, and he's like, I watch your film, like I watch your film too. So it's really cool to just be able to, you see the film, but you want to know what they were thinking while they were performing those certain moves. So I think that's the coolest part about being here, is just talking about everything football brings.
Coach Tomlin and Art Rooney both said bringing Bud back is a priority. How important is that for you guys to keep that defense together and intact if you can?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be huge to have Bud back. I'm a big advocate for Bud Dupree, and he had a hell of a season this year, and I think he's just continuing to get better. And it's not just the sacks and the pass rush stuff. He plays the run really well too, and I think he's a really stout defender for our team. And obviously I would love to have him back, but that's not my decision. I mean, they know how I feel about him.
Is it exciting that most of you guys are 25, 26, 27 years old, and you guys can sort of, build around that young nucleus on defense?
Yeah, I mean, you look at, besides old Head and him, and then you got young Devin to kind of offset things, but we just have a lot of fun, and I think, like you said, we're young and we have a lot of confidence. We play with a lot of swagger, and just having a lot of fun this year. This past year we had so much fun just flying around, and it's a lot better when you're able to create those turnovers, and we just want to continue to build on that stuff, because like we were saying last year, this time we weren't able to get those turnovers, so we have to forget about it and move on. Even though we got the turnovers, we have to forget about it and move on, and try to replicate as much as we can and build on the good.
What is the next step though? You said the turnovers. What gets you to that next level as a team, as a defense?
I think to fully take over a game, to just completely shut teams out. I think we didn't really get any zeros on the board. We want to be able to shut teams out and control the game defensively. I think that's what really sets defenses apart, especially once you get the takeaways. You want to be able to lay the goose egg on teams and make sure they're not scoring any points, and help the offense out as much as you possibly can.
This is a guy like Cam being like a face of not only the defense, the organization. Do you see he accepts that and really likes that?
Yeah, I see Cam on commercials all over Pittsburgh with the helmet with no face mask on and all that stuff, and I really do think he embraces it, and I think he should. I mean, that's a hell of an honor to be able to just be the face of the Pittsburgh Steelers, not only on the football field but in the community as well. And he's been like a big brother in Pittsburgh for me, and I'm very appreciative of him for that. And he's just a fun guy to be around, but when it's time to work, he goes to work, and I'm very appreciative of him.
Obviously you want to be playing this time of the year, but was it pretty cool for you to go be able to watch JJ play in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it sucked because they were playing the Bills, and we just played the Bills a few weeks prior, so that was unfortunate. And obviously you want to be playing, but I think that was the first time I got to see him in person play in like 6 or 7 years, so we're a big family group, and we love watching each other play, so to be able to go out there and watch him play, I know it meant a lot to me and him, and to see him get a sack after all he's been through was incredible, and I was just happy to see him finish the season healthy more than anything.
Minkah was just talking about how second half of the season, quarterbacks basically knew who he was and kept away from him, and he didn't have the stats. How do you now go back to the beginning of the season where he was getting that? How do you hide him? How do you go about having him make more plays because people know where he's at?
Well, first he needs to stop complaining. No, I think pressure. I think getting pressure on teams, and like I say, we didn't really have a lot of leads this season to be able to apply to make teams one-dimensional and have to pass. So I think that alone will help. And then when you create pressure quicker, it doesn't allow quarterbacks to go through their reads, which won't allow them to locate Minkah necessarily as quickly. So if we can just get pressure quicker, it'll help every guy in the back end as well. And it goes vice versa. I mean, those guys did a hell of a job too. You got to talk about Steve Nelson, Joe Haden, Terrell. Guys that did a really good job in coverage that helped us, and we got to help them as well, getting the pressure a little bit faster so the quarterback can't make his reads as quickly.
How quick did he catch on?
Very quick. I mean, you saw his first game, he was a playmaker, and he made a lot of plays for us. You know, he's a football-savvy guy. He knows his plays in and out, and very smart, and he practices hard.
Do you have to be vanilla at all, or no?
When he first got there,
yeah.
A little bit, but not really. I mean, he's smart, very smart football player. So didn't have to dumb stuff down too much for him.
First Pro Bowl as a Steeler, how does it feel?
Man, it feels amazing, man. I'm so happy to be able to be here with TJ, Minkah, and Cam. You know, it feels like I'm at the facility.
What does it say that so many defensive guys from a unit and what you guys are able to do are here at the Pro Bowl?
Man, it shows that we put in a lot of work. We balled out this year. You know, Minkah, TJ, Cam. The season wasn't the way we wanted it to be, but we can control, and that's just trying to make sure that our defense is the best defense in the stadium. And I love us because we're just so motivated to go into next season. You know, we felt like we had a really good year this year, and we could do it again.
Minkah said he's looking at the Pro Bowl as an opportunity to have a defensive meeting of the minds, talk about leadership, play. Do you guys just sit down and kind of start talking about stuff like that, or does it just happen naturally?
I think Cam might have a little meeting just with us. Just go sit down, chill, maybe get a little drink or two, and just really talk about the season, what we think we could have done differently. Because we got the guys. I mean, the guys that are meeting here right now, we got guys that can really make a difference, and really the team really follows us. So we're just trying to do the most that we can do to make sure next year ends a little differently.
How exciting is it that so many guys are 100% coming back next year? Obviously, you'd like to see Bud stay, and the Steelers side is a priority, but you know that there is a large number returning.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely, man. I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, that defense that we had, because I can only control that side of the ball, so I'm just super motivated because we have so many ballers, so many guys that love the game, so many guys that are performing at a high level and just want to continue doing it. So I just love lining up with them, and I can't wait to get back in the facility.
TJ said in terms of the Pro Bowl last year, he remembers talking to Von Miller, picking his brain. Are guys picking your brain here, being that you are a vet and somebody that's well respected in this league?
Honestly, yes. And it's hilarious just having like my boy Tre'Davious White, the corner from the Buffalo.
Yep.
He walked up to me and was like, 11 years and you're still doing it? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm trying. So just the respect from these guys, and to know you've been in the league for a long time. That's a lot of younger dudes in here. I'm one of the older ones now, so it's just completely different from 5 years ago when I came.
All right, well, we're glad you're here, Joe.
Thank you. Me too.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Minkah, it's a little cold down here, but excited to be at the Pro Bowl with some defensive guys.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole lot of fun, you know what I'm saying, with a whole bunch of people that I know just from, from Pittsburgh and just from around the league. And, it's an honor to be here. It's a blessing for sure. And I'm just trying to soak it all in and just have fun.
Have you had time to digest what happened this season, from being traded to not making the playoffs and just kind of the ups and downs that everyone went through?
Yeah, these last couple of weeks, right after the season, we had time to just think about it, digest it, like you said, think about what I can do better, what we can do better as a team. Me, Joe, and TJ are going to get together and talk, you know what I'm saying, and just pick each other's brains and just think about what we can do better as leaders, as teammates, as a defense, you know what I'm saying, just to improve our season, make the playoffs next year and just continue to grow.
So does it feel like the Pro Bowl is a chance for a defensive meeting of the minds then?
Oh yeah, that's where we're gonna do that at some point. Just get together, chop it up, hang out, talk about that.
I think it's just exciting that you, TJ, and even some guys who aren't here, Devin, very young nucleus that you guys can really sort of build on for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I had a whole lot of fun this year. Like I said, it's a young group of guys. There's not anybody that's over 25, 26 out of the names you just mentioned, which is always good, which means we're going to have a bright future together. We're going to be able to grow together. That's the most important thing, and let's go out there and have fun.
You hope that everyone can sort of stay together if it works out with the salary cap and all that stuff?
Yeah, you always want to stay together with the people that you started with, you know what I'm saying? But, unfortunately, that's not the nature of the business. But, we hope we can keep the core group of what we have. Last year we were one of the top defenses in the nation, you know what I'm saying? So we want to keep it that way. We want to keep doing what we're doing, keep improving, keep growing, and that's it, really.
What do you think the trade did for your career right away? I mean, you put it on a different level. You're all pro, you're Pro Bowl. Does that happen if you're not with the Steelers, in your opinion?
I think it would have happened, just would have happened later. You know what I'm saying? I think I still been playing at a high level. My last year in Miami, I played at a high level as a rookie. But I think Miami or Pittsburgh just expedited that process a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They allowed me just to go out there, play ball, play instinctive football, play off my preparation. Had a great cast around me, you know what I'm saying, to play with. So I think I still would have had the success that I had, but it wouldn't have been as fast.
How long did it take you to feel comfortable, or are you? Do you need an offseason to feel like you're really, really in it with the defense?
No, I think after that first week, I felt pretty into it. You know what I'm saying? And we try to keep it as simple as we could. They try to keep it light on me. Just tell me to play one position. Then they had me moving around a whole lot, which allowed me to just go out there and play fast and get comfortable and get acclimated with the defense pretty fast.
Do you think they add more stuff a year in now in the offseason? You think they'll add more?
Oh yeah. We'll definitely add to the arsenal of what I can do and moving around and stuff. Because the last half of the season, I didn't really have too much production, and it wasn't because I wasn't doing my job. It was just because quarterbacks was just staying out the middle of the field, staying away from my half when I was in the half, and you just want to be more involved in the game. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to move around to be more involved.
How noticeable was it them trying to stay away from you later in the season?
It's noticeable. While I was finishing the game, it was just like a tackle or two, you know what I'm saying? And, and then they came out with a stat. It was like, I forgot who it was or if it's 110% accurate, but I was only targeted 2 times in the last 8 games of the season. It felt like that, you know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah.
So you think if they do move you around, that could hide you a little bit more, or maybe not hide you, but
not hide me, but defenses can't or offenses can't say or a quarterback can't say I can't throw at him. You know what I'm saying? Because if you line me up over their number 1 target on 3rd down, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a man-to-man or zone coverage, he's gonna look at him because it's his first read. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm in a half or in the middle of the field, you can just say I'm just not gonna throw to that area, or you can scheme up that week. All right, on these important downs, we're not gonna go at number 39. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you move around, you can't really navigate your offense away from a player.
Minkah, how about Joe getting back here after about 5 years, and just were you surprised at how well it came together for you guys, knowing that you came in sort of in the middle of stuff?
I was really excited, to play with Joe, because one is Joe Haden, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't grow up watching him, but as I got older and started learning more about football, I watched him, and he's a great player, and he made a lot of great plays with the Browns, and he's just a legendary guy, and he's a great dude off the field. So I have a whole lot of fun going out there and playing with him. And, I could pick his brain and ask him questions about stuff on the field, off the field, and he's going to answer it. He's a solid vet. I love playing with him. It's a whole lot of fun, you know what I'm saying? He brings a whole lot of energy to the game, you know what I'm saying? And he just has fun with it. And, I love playing with Joe. He's a great teammate.